Welcome. This edition of Yojana is specifically targeted on the budget summary. We have already covered budget summary in the previous lecture, but let's have a quick overview on the major schemes and developments released. So the theme was fourfold: employment, skilling, medium and small scale industries, and middle class. So the budget priorities talked about and centered on these basic concepts, specifically the next generation reform. So we would be focusing on quick highlights in each of these. So the first was employment linked incentives for the first timers for job to be created in the manufacturing, supporting the employers so that they bring in more employment opportunities, and bringing in more productivity and resilience in agriculture, because agriculture is one of the key sectors. So under agriculture, supporting natural farming, transforming the agricultural research, vegetable production, and digital public infrastructure to be developed. The next is employment and upskilling. So here we focus on job availability, underemployment, unemployment, and initiatives where the funding of 2 lakh crores would be provided to benefit 4 crore youth in the next 5 years. And for this, the help from the 500 big companies would be seen, where these 2 crore individuals would join the workforce at a salary up to 1 lakh rupees. Now, this would directly go to the employee's bank account in 3 different installments, and this would be applicable to all formal sectors. But if the employment is terminated within 12 months, the employer would be required to return the subsidy that has been provided. The next is job creation in the manufacturing and the support to the employers, as we discussed. Now, when it comes to skilling, the major is internships being provided in top companies and schemes for upgradations of ITI, which would be a centrally sponsored scheme. Some of the important initiatives under human resource development include saturation approach for social justice, Purvodaya to develop the regions of Northeast as part of Viksit Bharat in the regions of eastern areas, women-led development highlighting the health and nutrition, and then is Janjatiya Unnat Gram Abhiyan for tribal development, India Post Payment Bank to be developed, and new 100 branches to be established, increasing the fund for education, healthcare and housing, budget allocation for education to increase by 12%. On the lines of Jawahar Vidyalaya, Navodaya Vidyalaya, we are trying to start the PM Shri and other government schools as well. The next is for the manufacturing, supporting the MSMEs and labor intensive manufacturing so that more job guarantees can be given. So credit guarantee scheme for MSMEs, new assessment models to be developed for credit support during stress period, increasing the scope for mandatory onboarding for trade receivable discounting systems, and other promotional schemes to be released, which mainly include the viability gap funding, public-private partnerships in various industrial houses, then digital public infrastructure to be strengthened, production linked incentive schemes to be provided for urban development, creating cities as centers for growth, redevelopment of cities, transit oriented development, promoting urban housing and water supply. In the field of energy security, PM Surya Grah Muft Bijli Yojana for solar rooftop plants to be offered to nearly 1 crore households for free electricity up to 300 units per month. Research and development for small and modular nuclear reactors, and advanced ultra supercritical thermal power plants to be brought into action, which have been established at a capacity of 800 megawatts with a joint venture of NTPC and BHEL. Now, for the infrastructure, government has been providing numerous assistance for government infrastructure investment, for private investments, Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, and tourism to attract more investments, open economic frontiers and job market. And for innovation, nearly 1 lakh crore financial pooling has been established to encourage private driven research and innovation on a commercial scale. Next generation reforms mainly focuses on bringing in FDI, interest free loans for land related reforms if any, and human resource to be included as part of the Viksit Bharat Developed India by 2047. So inclusive human resource development and social justice as part of it to ensure transparency and accountability. For this, there has been an in-depth analysis done under the economic survey before the budget was released, and the key priorities have been identified as health, education and digital empowerment. EPFO membership has increased significantly. The inclusive human resource development is another important aspect, and the employment linked schemes, which we have already discussed before, are important. Now, under the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana, free food grains have been served to nearly 80 crore people. Women-led development have budgetary allocations of 3 lakh crore to benefit women and girls. Tribal welfare has been brought for nearly 63,000 villages. The impact has been seen for productivity, innovation and investments, emphasizing the opportunities for employment. So angel tax for all investors would be abolished, and this would strengthen the startup infrastructure. Corporate tax for foreign companies to be reduced to 35%, which is again a major move. Similarly, for labor reforms, e-Shram portal would be established. IT tax would be simplified. Tax reassessments would be done. Time limit is reduced from 10 years to 6 years for the prior search, and short-term gains would be taxed at 20%. Long-term financial and non-financial assets to be taxed at 12%. Now, capital and entrepreneurship reforms have been brought into action. Another important schemes focuses on bringing in people into the job creation segment and harnessing the India's demographic dividend. Now, it is estimated that 51% of the youth of India is employable. So, it should be a combined responsibility of government as well as private CSR, the corporate social responsibility, through which we increase the employment opportunities. And a unified Shram Suvidha portal has been designed to bring in regular inspection and compliance reports to be brought in. Also, labor identification number would be provided via the portal, which would improve the ease of doing the business and remove the intermediaries from the segment. Also, for the manufacturing and the service sector, we have Samarth Udyog Bharat 4.0, which is talking about advanced manufacturing and rapid transformation hubs to increase the competitiveness in global markets, specifically for the capital goods, to encourage the manufacturing in India. And for this, there have been better technologies, demonstration labs being established, R&D facilities at Bangalore, smart manufacturing at Delhi, and smart manufacturing demo and development cell at Bangalore. Now, the next is the momentum given to Nari Shakti. Female enrollment in higher education has increased by 28%. In the STEM courses, women have increased by 43%, which is highest globally, which make up 43%, which is highest globally. And the MSMEs reach the special mention account stage. Now, due to this, they require credit to sustain the operations and prevent themselves from becoming NPA or non-performing assets. Now, limit for the Mudra loans have increased from 10 lakh to 20 lakh so that there can be better opportunities for the entrepreneurs to establish themselves. So India is definitely an emerging market, and efforts have been done in that line to provide better growth opportunities and developments under Viksit Bharat. The next is energy security. So 54% of electricity comes from thermal sources, 45% from non-fossil fuel, which includes 1.8% from nuclear, and bringing in a small and modular nuclear reactors is again an important aspect. Gasification technology in India can transform the coal sector by reducing the dependence on the import of natural gas, ammonia and methanol. Presently, India has a very high reliance on petroleum that can also be reduced. So, focusing on affordability, accessibility and availability under the PM Suraksha Bima Yojana is important, and with the venture of NTPC and BHEL, nearly 800 megawatts of thermal commercial power plants have been developed using Australian technology. The next is climate change and energy transition. So we are focusing on a mission mode approach to address climate change, and India's energy is projected to increase by 2 to 2.5 times by 2047. So Mission Life has been envisaged as a mass movement to tackle the climate change. Voluntary government actions have been included with green credit program. As per the present status, coal contributes to 70% of the total thermal energy generation, and we need to move towards non-fossil fuel sources. So under the recent scheme, PM Surya Graha Yojana has been important. Then introduction of national offshore wind policy, India's green hydrogen mission are some of those. Advanced supercritical thermal power plants that we already mentioned are again important. Now coming on to the employment, the initiatives for the first timers joining the jobs have been important. Also the National Career Service 2.0 and Shram Suvidha portals would bridge the gap for the job seekers and the employers, and there would be a comprehensive strategy which would be designed to bring in better options. One step solution under the eShram portal has been decided for the salaried class and consumers. There has been an increase in the standard deduction, adjustment in the tax slabs, increase in the employment linked incentive schemes, and paid internship programs have been started. So again, India has nearly 1 billion consumers. Consumer is all salaried people who purchase any good or service and pay for them would be termed as consumer. So India qualifies for highest numbers of consumers globally, and the average number of consumer is 30-year-old, which is relatively young, and on an average India is expected to have the highest young consumer market with nearly 35 crore young consumers under 30 trying to consume most of the things from the market. Now the next is import duty exemptions for 25 essential minerals, which includes lithium, has been decided. Now this would pave the or open the avenues for EV or electric vehicles in India. The next measures talk about standard deduction, changes in the new income tax regime, where the previous slab of 3 lakh to 6 lakh has been increased to 7 lakh at 5% rate, and no change in the later slabs have been seen. So this is the new tax regime and the new tax slabs. Employment linked scheme, we already discussed the 4 aspects of it. Paid internship would be provided with fixed monthly income as a temporary internship position for 500 companies to 10 million people. Again, infrastructure development has always been one of the major concerns in India. For this, road connectivity, better railway connectivity, providing cement corridors, rail sagar corridors. For waterways, we have Sagarmala. For infrastructure, roadways, we have Gati Shakti Abhiyan, focusing on port-led industrialization and coastal community initiatives. For airways, talking about the infrastructure and interconnectivity, better logistics and efficiency has been important. In the space segment, ISRO, PSLV, GSLV, SSLV and LVM-3 are some of the major developments. We are now talking about India's cabinet nod to India's space mission and space station, Chandrayaan-4 as some of the major ones, which would be bringing in an idea to expand space economy to 5-fold. We would also try to send the payloads from other nations, and by that way India can actually generate revenue through the space economy and the developments in space. Okay, the next is the other initiatives, which include Awas Yojana, Sadak Yojana, then Gramin Suraksha Yojana for Viksit Bharat have been important. Again, for social security, National Health Mission, Amrit Scheme, Samaragya Shiksha Abhiyan are some of those. For promoting the industrial development, National Industrial Corridor Development is one such program, bringing in better private investments in infrastructure and leading the way for future of India 2047 is again an important idea which has been brought under this. So for this, the list of efforts that could be brought have already been mentioned. So these were some of the important aspects that have been discussed. Definitely the basis has been better health, better education, more research, development, innovation, bringing in private sector, role of corporate social responsibility, and bringing in employment linked schemes, first time employment opportunities, and major 500 companies to provide employment. Again, we are talking about artificial intelligence, and government is focusing on India AI mission to transform the capability for economic growth, enhance public service, and tackle the societal challenges with the help of AI. The economic survey we have covered in a separate lecture, and the key idea is to develop a roadmap to have transition from hard to abate industries towards emission targeting rather than emission efficiency. So those are some of the important things that we have discussed in this edition of Yojana September. In case you have any questions or queries, feel free to connect back, and of course the handouts for those are available at Exam Race Current Affairs section, so feel free to download those. Thanks a lot.